it's my pleasure to introduce an accomplished professional, a dedicated leader, a woman of many talents, Tsolofetso Jolly Rose Manana. Right, if you can give her a hand. Small person, strong in stature. We've been walking a path with Tsolofetso for a while now on academics. She's been assisting us, and her whole team's been assisting us for a while now. And at PTSS, we're really grateful for this. We're really grateful and we're eager to hear what you need to share with us today. Just a little bit of background. Tsolofetso is 33 years old. She's a civil engineer, a wife, a mother of two, and she is an alumni of Langenhoven High School, one of our neighboring schools. That's a difficult one that I had to introduce, but I felt I had to do that. I wasn't really keen to do that. Undergraduate and a BE Engineering Civil with honors at UP. Over a decade of experience at the company Jones and Wagner, and has established herself as a professional civil engineer, and is an active South African Institute of Civil Engineering member, and really committed to advancing the industry. There's also further to that, she's the director of Manana Ventures, and with her husband running the MV Tutor company, and really focused on learners in following the STEM field. And then, if that's also not impressive enough, she's a talented voice-over artist, lending her voice out to impactful projects. So you'll hear now, she's got a real listenable voice. So please join me in welcoming Tsolofetso Jolly Rose Manana. Thank you, ma'am.
Just a by show of hands, who attended the exam preparation last year for the grade 11s? Good to see you again. Your favorite uncle, he asked that I greet you. He could not be here this morning. He wanted to also share some words of encouragement, but unfortunately he's away on other matters, so you're stuck with me. Matrics of 2025, well done for reaching this far. Now the attention is on all of you, right? Your parents are looking, your fellow learners' friends are also looking, teachers are looking, and they want to see what have you done these past 12 years, because it's now looking like it's boiling down to this, right? And the certificate that you're about to attain will either open or shut doors. Alright, so I understand that really the pressure is on. I didn't realize the importance of a matric certificate until I noticed that wherever you apply, no matter how far you have studied, whether honors, masters, PhD, they always require that matric certificate. And I wondered why? Why are you reducing me to this certificate? I mean, I've done so much in life. Why do you still want to go back there? And I did a quick study just to get some pointers on why the matric certificate is so important. And I found that actually employers use it to filter candidates. You know, when you apply for a position, a lot of people qualify. And now, in order to filter out, they use the matric certificate. And it's quite sad because, like I said, you would have accomplished a lot, but some people just go back to that matric certificate to filter out. Another reason they do it, they want to see, do you have the basic competency? And what do I mean by that? Literacy, numeracy, critical thinking skills. Alright, so even though the government is okay with you passing with 30%, it does not look good once you're out there in the real world. So please do not aim for that bare minimum. Try to work as hard as you can. Alright. And also, this matric certificate is an indicator of work ethic and persistence, because this year is going to be quite tough. The pressure, as I've said, is on. And so when future employers look at different results. They see, okay, this person is persistent, this person has a good work ethic, or otherwise. And we know that's not always the case. Things can happen in life. We shouldn't really reduce our lives to this certificate, but unfortunately, industry pays attention to it. So it is quite important for you to put all your effort into this year. I know that our paths are different. I know success is measured differently to everyone. And I know that all of us, well, let me not say us, but all of you are probably aiming to get distinctions. And the reality is it will not always turn out that way. But I would like to implore you and I would like to ask that you please put your best effort. Alright. Verse 8, it says, study this book of instruction continually. Meditate on it day and night, so you will be sure to obey everything written in it. Only then will you prosper and succeed in all that you do. So really true success comes from spending time in the Word, meditating on the Word, doing as the Word says, and God will direct every step in your path to reach success that is linked to you. I remember when I was applying for a bursary when I was in university, I had a scholarship, but I knew at the end of university I need to get a job. So one of the ways I wanted to secure a job was to get it through a bursary. And the CEO, during the question and answer session of that bursary interview, asked me, what do I define as success? And it looks like an easy question, but I really struggled to answer. He even looked at me and said, okay, fine, do you define success as driving an expensive car, living in a fancy home? And I looked at him and I said, for me, success is living out my purpose. When God created me, He knew I have to do something on this earth. So if I look at what I've done and the picture that God has put for me, and if I put the two together and they look closely related, I would define that as success. And yeah, so I don't know for you what success means, but I suggest and I would like to ask for you to go back to your Creator and ask Him, what does success mean for me? Because the last thing you want is to live this life, get to the end and realize that you wasted it on the wrong path. Okay. Verse 23, and it says, whatever you do, this is the Amplified Version, whatever you do, in brackets, whatever your task may be, work from the soul. That is, put in your very best effort as something done for the Lord and not for men. So please put in the best effort. And if 80% is your best, then you can be fine to, pat yourself on the shoulder. If at that point in time, 59 was your best, that was your best. But whatever you do, please work at it from the soul. And with that, I just wanted to give you tips of how to maneuver through your matric year. Firstly, write down your goals and break them down into actionable items. Secondly, announce those goals. If you're going to create or write down your goals and you don't tell anyone about it, who will keep you accountable? Like my husband and I, on a daily basis, we write down tasks or goals for the day. And it's so satisfying when you take things that you've actually accomplished. So please, write down those goals and let them be actionable goals. If you are aiming for 100% on that, that balance is quite important. Do not be on the extreme. Do not be that learner who is studying all the time and doesn't invest in friendships or in exercise. You don't want to be that person also who's very chilled and nonchalant about things that you only get to the end and you realize, oh snap, this actually requires a lot of work. So do not be on the extreme end, alright? If you read Ecclesiastes 7, verse 16 to 18, it says, so don't be too good or too wise. Why destroy yourself? On the other hand, don't be too wicked either. Don't be a fool. Why die before your time? So basically it's just indicating that as a person, if you are on the extreme ends of things, it's not beneficial. Don't be too good. Don't be Miss Goody Two Shoes all the time. Don't study all the time. Sometimes you will crash. You'll get to that exam and you're like, I studied the whole night, but I can't remember anything. Balance is very important, and that is what you need as well as you go through life. You realize that actually things are hectic, but you need to sort of see how you can balance out your time. Alright, and to close off, I'd like to say, it's one thing that my maths teacher actually advised us as well while we were in matric. And she gave us the advice and said, don't bore God. Okay, so in writing down your goals, don't bore God. Don't ask for things that you know you can attain. Lose